go live on Facebook too.
Okie dokie. Hi guys.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. What's going on? Let's talk about it.
Hello, Ayodele, Alexander.
Yep. What's going on? K4K. All right.
Oh wow. We already have a request there.
Yeah.
Jesus is Lord.
What's going on, Blue Eve? So today we're talking about how to get your wife to forgive you after an affair. That's what we're talking about.
Chef Manik. What's up? What's up?
Yeah, what's going on Facebook?
Hey, confidence Tato. Hey, what's up? I see you.
What's going on, my sister? How you doing? Yeah, we're gonna continue the conversation.
Hey, white clothing. Hi.
And of course, we have Tommy Singh. Tommy Singh Ajila Bitogun. What's up?
Hey, Tomisi, what's up? How you guys doing today?
All right.
Happy Sunday.
Again, we're talking about how to get your wife to forgive you, inspired by nice.
Confidence status said, I won't say anything. I'm okay. Happy Sunday. Please say something.
Please say something.
Say something. Oh, I am Kayon. I greet you. They greet you too.
I heal. Let's see if we can get that. I'm pasting the wrong thing. All right. So please help us share. There's an arrow on the screen. Help us share with everyone. Let them know we're hanging out. As a matter of fact, we should do that real quickly. So, yeah. All right. Continue this. All right. So this is a topic.
Okay.
This is a topic. Tommy, what's up? If you can't forgive him, divorce him because it would be bad if forgiveness didn't come. All right. So I'm trying
to.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is important in a marriage, especially.
Yeah. Right. So I guess we should give it a title. What is it? Nice, forgiveness, and just so we can nice, forgiveness, and infidelity. That's good.
Never.
All right, so today we're going to be reviewing a lot of the comments that came in, that came on our post, and many which came in to on Nice post himself. You know, this thing like garnered a lot of different types of views, and we just thought it'd be interesting to look at all those different point of views, you know, and just some insights, see how this different thing works. And yes, we're going to take some calling towards in a little bit, so please hang out. Like I said, share. All right, so the first thing, well, the backstory is, yesterday he shared a video apologizing to his wife and essentially asking us, the public, to help him beg his wife so that he doesn't lose his family. So so the couple of things that happened as soon as I saw the video, there's this comment. This is the first thing that came to mind, and let me share that real quickly. All right, so I have on the screen, let me just share it on the screen right now. What you see on the screen is essentially the post. It's the original post. The post, that's the video right there. It says, "Save a sinking vessel." All right, and you can see a Bimbo Thomas says, "May God keep your marriage, and may your wife find it in her heart to forgive you, my dear." Okay, but I posted on there, please delete this video. Okay, let me take off what I have on the screen here. Please delete this video and work on your marriage internally. It will only create additional embarrassment for her and therefore potentially resent you in your marriage, something like that. So that was the first thing I posted. I just wanted to know, where we are on this, but where we are is not right. It's not necessarily wrong. There are reasons why we think that way, and there are reasons why people that think otherwise. So, all right. So the next thing here was this. So we posted a video on our Instagram page with a little bit more elaborate reasons why public apologies are not necessarily the wisest. It may be smart. It may be what your natural instinct says you should do when you feel like you've offended your significant other. Obviously, the next logical thing to do, if you admit that you're wrong, is to just apologize, right? Which is what he's doing, right? So we're going to talk about all that. So they says public apology makes things worse. Never tender apologies after a betrayal, especially publicly, without taking the time to do the work. Key word phrase: without taking the time to do the work. The best apology is always 100% changed behavior. Most people who tender apology are doing so as a form of quick fix, actually, as you had manipulation here. And your victim, especially ladies, can smell the fakery from miles away. If you truly will change it to take time, to be a function of time and patience. Also, public apologies only create more embarrassment for the victim. All right. Tender apology only after taking some time to process. You could pick up, baby. To process whatever happened. All right. So that was that. And then there were a couple of responses. So this response is here right now. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Okay.
Let's get to the response.
So there you have it. All right. So somebody said, after this response right here, a couple of people tried to call and we'll see if you're still on so we can bring you on. You're right somehow, but to me, for him to come out to the public, that means wifey is not taking apology privately. So he thinks he should try this. What do you say to that?
What do I say to?
You want to pay attention to that first? It's okay.
No.
Grab it. Okay.
What do I say to what?
All right. You are right. That person's responding to our post. The person says, you are right somehow. Okay, we can move this actually, I think. Or no. Okay, we can't. You're right somehow. You're right somehow. But to me, for him to come out to the public, that means the wife is not taking apology privately. So he thinks he should try this.
Well, the person is saying that the reason why he's here apologizing on social media is because he already apologized to the wife and the wife is not taking it. So he decided to run to social media to ask for additional
help.
I don't know if that, like you said, it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's a matter of, is it wise to bring other people into your issues? How's that going to help you save your marriage? And to me, it's just not right. It's not that it's not right. It's not wise.
It's not wise.
It's not a wise thing to do.
Or let's say it may not be wise. Let's talk about it together, right? Because we're not trying to push ideologies down people's throats too. We're just talking about this, we do think it's not wise, but maybe other people feel like, oh, you should, like this person said, try this. Like just try it, right? And see if it will work. I don't know if it's necessarily wise to be just trying anything too for something that's so delicate, something that's so...
I don't think it's wise in the sense that when you run to social media to go put your issues out there, it's about me.
Yeah.
So for me, nice is like, oh, it's still making it about himself. He's not even thinking about his spouse in the moment. If they were doing it together, then that would be a different dynamic. But the fact that he ran out on social media to talk about it It's an act of manipulation. Like, okay, I have all these followers. Please, my followers, please help me throw my wife out, because that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're trolling her. They're tagging her. People are saying, forgive her husband. Do like the comments that that totally annoying is what that will be pissing the wife off. Is what she'll be getting, and it's not wise. He hasn't inviting the public into your marital home.
Right.
Is not. I don't care if you say, oh, it's a different it's not wise at all. It's not wise. If you're not celebrating your spouse on social media, if you're not celebrating whatever, social media is for, to me, or in my opinion, business, celebration, any good highlights of your life. Because once you put one negative thing out there, it spreads.
Yes. They will help you expand it.
They will help you expand it, even though they mean well.
Yeah.
They will still, it might give you a negative
even though
effect.
What he's saying is that I want my marriage back. What you're essentially saying into people's mind is that something terrible has happened to your marriage. And the way human beings operate is that either they give positive opinion or negative opinion about it, their actions will expand it.
Yeah. And it might still end up getting worse than, the result you're going to get is not what you're looking for.
It's not might, it will get worse.
Okay, so
it will get worse, at least before it gets better. That's why
it's not wise. And then when we were looking at this, when we were, shout out to Jollof Boy, when we were talking about it on his IG live yesterday. I hadn't seen the first video of where he pressed the girl's breast or whatever. But when I went to watch the video, the things that Nice was saying, it's not even about, forget that he's pressing video. He's saying things like, Yahoo me. He claimed this girl on the camera. He's talking about some Yahoo boys should not come and take her to the hotel because
they're wasting their money.
They're wasting their money. The girl is his wife and all that. All those things are the things that are ringing in his wife's head. Like, she's still trying to process that. What the hell, the F1 tree? And you know this girl has a camera in your face and you are talking carelessly like this. What is your intention? She's still dealing with that. And then you now run to social media to go and say, she's your backbone. No, you kiniko. And one thing about our people will be like, he's a man. He went on social media to put that out there. How many men can do that? Actually, he's not.
Let's address each one of the comments one by one, because they're, especially so we can address them as they say them. Okay, so somebody came and said, I don't think he needs, let's leave this, just listen to me on Instagram. I don't think he needs this kinds of write-up at this time. So the write-up we did, right? At this time, he need our support, not discouragement. Jesus Christ even said it to a woman who was caught committing adultery. He said, if anybody has never committed any sin in life, she'll be the first to throw the stone. This guy need our support for him coming out publicly to say all this, man. He doesn't need all this shit. Let's unite his family by showing love to him. How do you answer this person?
Well, he needs our support. If I'm gonna support, hi Omide, the best way I can support Omide, I said support Omide. The best way I can support Nice right now, okay? Like hi, that Lola. Person said, hi Lola, what's up, guys? He needs our support, he needs our prayers. Yes, he needs our prayers. But I cannot support him if he does not want to get the help. He needs to get the help. He's the one, he claimed in that video that the only area of his life where he's unsuccessful is marriage. He knows his struggle. He needs to go get a life coach. He needs to go to therapy on his own. He needs to do the work. I'm not the one that will now patch his marriage together. It starts with him.
What I want you to answer, baby, is that this guy said, even this show we're doing right now is bullshit. We are making matters worse for Nice. He doesn't need this shit right now, okay? And all he needs right now is our support. I hear Lola's response here. Which kind of support is crazy? Okay, God help those who help themselves. See, so that's what I want you to speak to. should we be doing this kind of show? Should we be talking about this kind of
Excuse
thing?
me, our platform is about marriage. We have the right to talk about anything we want to talk about.
As
First of
related
all,
to marriage and
I did not go
relationships.
to Nice House to go get no video out. I didn't get the public apology. So yes, it brought that shit to social media.
Mhm.
We have the right to talk about whatever we want to talk about. This is what you're not going to do. You're not going to bully me. If I have I have an opinion
His
about
fans are
what
the one
he
bullying
brought
you.
out.
He just wants to.
I
help.
don't care. And Nice is smart. He knows what he's doing. Coming
Does he?
out, yeah. He comes out to his fans. His fans are feeling. I'm a fan of Nice.
Is that smart?
I love. Well, he thinks it's smart.
Okay, all right.
I love
Okay.
Nice. I love his music. I'm all about Nice music.
Mhm.
But when the guy does something that is wrong, let us tell him that what you're doing is not right. Don't do that. We can't, because we love Nice, tell him that, oh, it's okay for him to do whatever. You're the one that was touching a woman's breast. Now you got caught. You came out to say that your wife is your backbone. We should help you beg her. Go beg your own wife. Go do the work. No one is even thinking about the wife. How's the wife feeling right now?
No, even beyond that, this show is not about Nice. This just happens to be a story in the public domain, and there's tons of lessons in it for married people and people in relationships.
Right.
So so that's also besides the part that we don't know Nice personally.
Right.
Maybe if we knew him personally, if it was my brother or something, I would be sensitive.
Then it'll be different.
But that's not the situation. He put this out in the public domain. It's public domain property, sadly, unfortunately. But that's actually to the point that we're making, that you don't want to be making public apologies, because it actually does more damage
to your relationship
than it helps you, especially if you have almost 400,000 people following you on social media.
Right.
Okay, potentially millions, because the way social media works is not necessarily the number of followers. It's your network. It's the size of the network, you know.
Right.
So that's the answer to that's a brother who think we don't need this shit. No, we don't need your shit, honestly, to be honest. We're just doing we're trying to extract the lessons for the people that follow us here. And but thanks for the comment, you know. All right, so let me address some of these people here. Let's call a spade a spade.
You
know, I saw another video he made some years ago, said he wants 20 kids and his wife can't give that. Well, you know, as young men, we run our mouth.
He was running his mouth.
He was running his mouth.
Oh, wow.
We run our mouth, especially with such a level of attention. That was a video. I saw that video too. That was a video on Ebony Life TV with the girls, Toke Makiwa and them, you know. So it was running his mouth. I wouldn't really hold him too much to the fire for that, for running his mouth. But right now, he's figured out, like, this woman, this marriage must work. I have to take what he said more recently more seriously. The problem is that the same mistake he made, these terrible decisions, he's still making them by releasing that video. Okay, by thinking with his logical mind when it comes to relationships, like pure logic, right? Oh, I offended her. The next logical thing for me to do is to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the next logical thing to do. The problem with that is that that's logical for you. That's selfish.
It's very selfish.
What about what that will make the person feel like? The reason why I suggested, the reason I suggested to delete that video is because what women will typically do, that woman, the victim, is that she will keep looking at that. She will go read all the negative comments, and it will make things matters worse for him. So the people that are trying to help him, including the person that left this comment, you're not helping him by even suggesting that, oh, he's trying to do his best. The problem is he's trying. He's not seeking help to know the right moves to make, or the wiser move to make, as opposed to.
Well, I'm not surprised that's coming from an African man, because it's very typical of African men. When women, if anything that has to do with a woman, they blame the woman instead of the man. Like, we're talking about someone that, you know, has a video floating everywhere of him calling another woman his wife and touching the girl's boobs. And you're here saying that he needs prayers, he needs this, he needs that. Look, how you lay your bed is how you're going to sleep in it. He should have thought about it. Okay, now that you've done that, what do I need to do next? If you go and look at the wife's IG page, it's a business page. She doesn't even like attention like that for the most part. You will barely see her pictures. You will barely. It's just a few. So for you to now bring someone that is just living their life jejely, now bring them out in a bad light, it's not fair to the lady. It's just not fair.
Since you are saying African men, instead of me reporting that, I don't think it's African man issue. I think it's a man issue in general.
Okay. I said African because I'm African. I can only relate to that.
But wait now,
I told you, Mr. Bebos.
Somebody said, Deb, this was a reply personally from her wall, to be honest. She said, there must have been thorough, deep thoughts. Actually, before I go to this, Blue Heath says he's been manipulative. He doesn't want anyone to blame him if his marriage fails again. Yes.
I agree.
It's I don't know about the motive behind the manipulation, but it's straight up manipulation. And it's as simple as that.
It's selfish.
Yeah. Yup, as soon as it was out there, it serves as a subject we can all study. Thank you, Omide. That's why you're a cousin of life. He has never been faithful and never want to remain faithful. Infidelity has been a part of him. Infidelity, being unfaithful, is a part of anyone. It's not about judging him or castigating him. It's about us learning from this. There are ways that outside of even infidelity, like straight up just cheating on a person, that are unfaithful to, and that's what we should focus on, because that also hurts just as much, except that it's hidden. The hurt is seemingly hidden. It's not obvious, but there are ways that we're all unfaithful in our relationships, and we tend to hurt the people we're in relationship with, and that's what we should focus on, because it helps everything across the board, including infidelity. He would have his kids like Two-Face before settling down. If he wants 20 kids, he's a cheat. To me, I will forgive him, but won't continue the marriage. You see, people that are exposed knows the difference between forgiving and continuing a relationship with the person. Those are two different things. But as far as African people are concerned, it's the same thing. If you forgive, just get back together, stay in the marriage. There's tons of comments here. Yep, no consideration for his wife. What if he wasn't caught?
Then he won't be sorry.
That's a question that a lot of people are asking. Is he sorry, or he's sorry because he was caught? Is he what do you
sorry
call it?
because he got caught? Period.
Yeah, this is, at least that's what it seems like when you don't take the time to process what happens. Even if you're authentically sorry, we can't tell. Even you can't tell that you're sorry, because you are soaked up in emotions and you just desperately want your woman back because you're losing your family. Okay, that's what the lesson is about, and everybody's expressing their emotions.
And they took time to shoot that video, and there was a nice background song,
background music, right?
Behind the video. I'm like, wait, you still had time to plan this? How sorry are you? So to me, it wasn't authentic.
So would he still say please forgive, or would he still continue under runs? Probably the latter. Anyone can cheat. I see hot guys sometimes. Does that mean I should go and frolic around? I was more annoyed with comments like forgive him, blah blah. So anyone can cheat, but no, there's zero infidelity perpetrators, right? There are people that just, that's what they do. But there's also another sector of people that get caught up in a situation, right? What I'm saying is that as human beings, we breach contracts. That's just what we do when there is no consequences on sight.
Right.
I mean, it's a sign of weakness. It's a place of weakness for certain type of people. Either way, it hurts just as much, right? It hurts the person you're betraying, and that should be the focus. When somebody is a serial betrayer, the answer to that is very simple. You have to keep moving. Right? That's like simple. Like, but even at that, people stay in it because they don't want to lose their marriage. They don't want what people will say, and they're afraid of the embarrassment. Especially somebody that just got married less than a year ago.
This marriage is less than a year. They have a child. I think the child is 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
But
so it's not simple, right?
I don't think my own what I care most about here, okay, is really the woman. How is she doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
How is she feeling? People are there tagging her with all the comments. That is so inconsiderate. Stop tagging this woman. You are driving her nuts. She's already going through so much with the first video. Now, this second video, it seems like I should be at the T-Bear. You know how our people are when it comes to this situation. They'll be like, forgive and forget. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Nice should be patient. Don't put a time limit on when she should forgive you. Let her go work on yourself and let her take that time to reflect what she's going through. Am I saying that she should not forgive her husband? Absolutely not.
Wait.
Am I saying that she should not forgive her husband?
You're not saying
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not saying that.
I'm not saying
don't forgive your husband.
I'm saying she should.
Okay.
I'm not saying she should not forgive her husband.
Okay,
Confused people.
Right.
I'm not saying she should not forgive her husband. I'm just saying that she should take her time.
With regards to forgiving her husband, Omide says it should be her choice to forgive or forget at that.
Yes.
Fact. All right. So now you told me what you care about is the lady.
The mental health. There's a problem with that. Mental health of the lady. Because
there's a problem with that.
When you have social media, okay, your issue on social media is a different kind of level. There are people that you don't wait. There are people that you don't know that is commenting on your marriage right now. Okay. It's not an easy pill to swallow. Do you think this woman so this embarrassment right now, assuming this thing is not on social media, it's just between her and her husband, she'll still be pissed off, but she can just say, okay, you know what, let me forgive and forget. She will forgive him. Nobody else knows. But now the whole world knows, and she's even more embarrassed. She doesn't know how to approach the world. She doesn't know who is her friend. In fact, anyone who is her friend right now should not be on social media saying blah, blah, blah. They should be right next to her and just catering to her, making sure that she's okay, taking her phone away from her and say, you know, you don't need that right now. Whatever decision you want to make, it's up to you. You want to forgive your husband? That's fine. We support you. You don't want to forgive your husband? You want to take your time? We support you. That's what our friends and family should be able to do right now.
Okay. That makes it two problems.
Not coerce her and force her and say, I should be men. Men will always cheat anyway. Let's just forgive and forget. If she doesn't forgive truly and stay in this marriage, it will be another toxic situation for her children and for her too. So it's very important that she forgives and forgets.
You gave me 5 problems, and we have to solve those problems. You know, so the more you talk, you create more problems.
How did I create more problems? I'm just saying. What's the point?
The first problem is that the wife is not here. We're not advising her.
Okay.
She may watch it. She will get the lessons that we give to people that will watch this video. There's a very good chance that they won't see this video. Okay? Second problem is that her friends may not be here either. Okay?
Right.
So now, in terms of people who may fall in this category, either the person we don't even know what the wife is thinking. The person that's complaining right now, for me, this is what I care about.
But I'm a woman.
No, you told me what you care. I get it. I heard you.
I know what.
Now, do this for me. Do this for me, okay? For a man, right, what is it that Nice is the one complaining? There are many men like Nice. Those are the people who want to focus on. For the ladies in the house, what is it that he's doing wrong that he should not have done? That's what we should focus on. In addition to, obviously, we have more comments to go through.
Wait, what is he doing wrong?
Yeah, what is it that he did wrong in this situation right now? We know that infidelity, right? That's in the past.
Infidelity caught on tape.
In terms of the response, in terms of his response to the crisis that his relationship is going through, the response itself, not what he did. Because only God can judge him. I mean, feel free to judge him if you want to, but
only God can judge him and his wife.
No, the wife is hurt. That's not judging. She's a victim. If
whatever
she
ends up doing, they will still say his judgment.
If we were to assume, right? So I'm receiving. So to rehash everything you said, what I received from what you said with respect to the lesson here is that when you pose that you're embarrassing her, All these people tagging her is only going to make her feel worse, feeling not what logically in your mind she's supposed to do. Some people actually are blatantly saying she's supposed to just forgive, because all these people saying you should not forgive, because I haven't seen anybody say don't forgive, by the way. All these people that have different opinion than please forgive, forget, all these people will replace you. That's what some people are saying. Just so you know, right? So is that what you're saying? Like, I just wanted to extract the lessons there. I hear what you're saying. You're a woman, you feel for her. I get that, right? And that's what probably most men should be paying attention to. The people that are feeling the pain for her, that's where the lessons are. The people that say things like this, I was about to read this earlier. The people that say there must have been thorough, deep thoughts and work before he released this clip. For a celebrity, an African man, to do this, I believe he is genuinely remorseful. This person will not help the nicest out there. They will help nice in the moment. He will feel better by himself.
Yes.
See the lesson? He feels good about himself.
Yeah, but it's still not going to help him situation.
In the grand scheme of things, it won't help him. Because what will happen is that the person you're trying to get back is going to resent you more.
Yes.
Because like the ladies here have been saying, and you too, right?
Yeah.
So you are the holy one, right? On my time of such experience, I almost lost my sanity and publicity. These are the people, when you say how this feels, these are the people that can help nice.
Yes.
So you can take down that video and stop doing things like public apology, even if you messed up like a human being in the past, right? So, and I'm not trying to say what he did is right or wrong. Obviously it's wrong. Most people will say it's wrong, but that's not what it's about. Publicity wasn't the whole situation. She need God now.
Period.
We can't overstate she need God now. That's in fact like an understatement, because the kind of emotional hurt, even for a man, that comes with betrayal. Okay. Omide, all he needs therapy. She doesn't have to forgive someone who is a serial cheater. Well, didn't say it's a serial cheater. We don't even know that. But I guess you guys are assuming that, right? Okay. But who likes Wala? Therapy first. Get his shit together. Then if she feels like going back, sure. If not, move on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with that.
So
I do agree with what Omide said. Yes. And I agree with Blue Eve.
Yes.
I agree with what she said as well.
Yes, sister, speak the truth. They're talking to you. Why go to church and say I love you till death took us apart? Well, most people that say I do don't know what they're doing. Actually, like 99.99%. So I don't think anybody can avoid that. It's just what it's going to be. Crisis will come. And when it comes, God will help. Hopefully. Remember, people really do run out of forgiveness. But to me, it was only being manipulative, and I pray God give his wife heart to forgive and continue. I pray for them too. I have experienced such feelings hurt. Not people telling her to do it. We are not in her marriage. Yes. So this is another reason why you should never bring public apology about something that happened in your relationship. Yes. Don't bring it public, because these people, human energy outside of that marriage will destroy. I don't care if it's your mommy, your daddy. I don't care if it's your brother, sister. How much more complete 360,000 strangers? Their energy, even when they say, I pray for you, will destroy.
Forgive our husband now. He has begged you. Like, shut the hell up.
She will resent him. You're not helping him. She will resent him more.
Yeah, shut the hell up. She don't need to hear that. You think she doesn't know what you guys are going to say.
But that doesn't make any logical sense. She should be holding her home. You are right, because it's an emotional hurt. Right? She's not going to be like everything you know as right and wrong that she knows as right and wrong will go out through the window. Just like for him, because honestly, if he was acting like a king, he wouldn't feel the instant need to put out an apology video in its lowest form. I mean, if you watch the video, he is weak. He is hurting too. Not because he hurt his wife. I don't know that, but probably not. But because he's about to
lose everything.
Right. His backbone, like you said, right? So that's not good enough reason for the wife. That's just good only for him. It's selfish. That's why
he should have gone in the studio and make some
Make a
nice
song
with some emotional whatever you got in there.
Mhm.
Instead of coming on social media to tell us you're a bolore, blah, 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 and you want to beg your wife for. I was like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
And all of it, I didn't even know about the video before. I'm like, what's going on with Nice? Why is he talking about some forgiveness stuff? Like, what's going on here?
So let's address Sweet Faith. Sweet Faith, thanks for stopping by. He will go marry again and cheat again. What do you say about
She
that?
said, liars. Sweet Faith, she's pissed off. Liars.
Is that necessarily true? Let's
He
ask the
will
woman.
go marry again and cheat again.
I saw a comment. Somebody said all he knows how to do is wedding. He should do another wedding.
I think people are judging him based on his past marriages, and he said it himself that that's his weakness. He's never been able to get his marriage together. So from that, we could say maybe he is a serial cheater, because he keeps doing this.
No,
that's why
serial cheater. That's not what serial cheating means, babe. Serial cheating means the person is still doing it and they're not apologetic about it. That's what it means.
Okay, so because he came on
times
social media to apologize, don't mean that he's
I'm saying
genuine.
we don't know. I don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
What we don't know is what we don't know. What I'm telling you, what serial cheater means. A serial cheater is when a woman comes to you and say, "My husband is cheating," and you try to get him to stop. And the only thing that Nigerian men don't say is, "I'm in love with the girlfriend, the side chick." White person will tell you straight up, "I'm in love with the side chick, and I don't know what to do myself." They will tell you straight up. It's everywhere in the world.
Well, at least they are better off. Because they just the one that told you, know what to expect.
Well, that's your opinion, but I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, the African men style is a cunning way of just stringing the woman around and saying,
she has to tell me her feelings now.
She's not going anywhere, and it's not true.
Well, either way, it hurts the wife, right?
The wife is extremely hurt now.
That's no. I'm talking about serial cheater. We're defining serial cheater.
Right.
It's still maybe on the topic.
Okay, I am with you.
all right.
I'm with you.
I know you're expressing the hurtful, and I get it, and I completely understand it. But the serial cheater means somebody that's cheating. They are caught. They can't help themselves. They won't stop. In fact, you see his car parked in front of the side chick every day. That's a serial cheater. A person that cheated multiple times in the past is not necessarily a serial cheater. You don't know that. People do grow. People do grow up and change.
I do agree. People do grow up and change, except that Nice hasn't changed. Okay,
you don't know that.
Excuse me. From that first video,
he doesn't know that either. But you don't know that.
That girl was feeling so comfortable.
That's a video in the past.
Feeling comfortable. Please stop saying it's a video in the past. The past is rocking the present right now.
So you're talking about how the lady feels. That's what you're stuck on.
She looks like someone that is Nice looks like somebody that is so comfortable with this girl. Why would a guy why would a guy allow himself to be videotaped where he's running his mouth about this person and his wife, and he's pressing the girl's boobie, and he's doing all kind of nonsense?
So we don't want to relive that again.
On camera.
You're reliving it. I don't want to relive that again.
I'm reliving it
because I'm feeling sorry for Nice now.
I'm feeling bad for the wife. Wait. I'm feeling bad for the wife right now.
In this age where STD is rampant. See, you're bringing all this stuff up. STD is rampant. Pardon my language, but fuck that. For an African man, gosh, why are some people annoying? Common sense is obviously not common. Is pride important? No. You are, again, Omide, you are speaking of the feelings, which, thank you, these are the lessons, by the way. These are the lessons for the men or women who are cheating on a person or betraying a person. This is how it feels. You're talking about the feelings, what it feels like, okay? From a logical standpoint, people do what they do when it's comfortable, out of consequences, when there's pain and pleasure. Those are the motivation behind the things. Even when people don't do things because it's right and wrong. Right and wrong are overrated. This is where we get it wrong. People operate from pain and pleasure. If it's painful, they gravitate away from it. If that's value, right? We're talking value right now. If it feels painful, not just painful, if it feels painful emotionally, they gravitate away from it, all right? Now, if you've experienced that long enough, people do grow up and deliberately do the right things. But people that don't know what life is, anybody under 40, they don't have the capacity to do right and wrong. I don't care how much church
We
you
still
go to.
have men over 50
No, I just want to
acting like this too.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not even about the age. Please, 60-year-old men effing up their marriages, okay, over these issues. Until one side chick now come and release.
So let's address why they deem it the right thing to do in that moment. We're not saying right thing based on your standard of church or standard of society. In that moment, somebody feels like I'm weak. I know that this alcohol is going to destroy me, but I'm about to drink this bitch. This is what people do. And if you don't understand that, you will continue to struggle with why do people betray? People's mothers betray them.
No, the effrontery of having the video.
Audacity.
The audacity. I think that's what's pissing me off the most.
Right.
Like the audacity.
Yeah, why did he feel that the video was the right thing? Let me ask you.
Yeah, why? Because it was so
can I answer?
comfortable.
Since you're asking,
because
can
it
I
was so
answer?
comfortable with the side chick. He did not know this side chick was planning to release
the video of the side chick.
Yeah. And he was bragging. This is
let me explain that.
This is my wife. Oh, this is my all you Yahoo boys.
This is bad. This is bad for video on YouTube. They will flag us for pressing my boobs.
Like, dude, are you on alcohol? Are you on weed right now?
Can I answer the question? Can I answer the question? Why was he so? Can I answer the question?
Yes, please. Why was it so
my
comfortable?
answer is not an excuse for him. I'm trying to help you understand.
Let's hear from a man's standpoint.
A man's mind is when they do stupid shit like that.
That's extremely stupid. In fact, you went to press Bobby.
You're stuck on the feelings. Can we talk about why?
You went to press Bobby. Mm-hmm. We didn't know that you've been pressing this Bobby for a while, and now you have the effort to put the Bobby on a video.
Will she let me say?
Now Google has that video. Everyone has the video. It's so annoying.
Can I say?
Yes, please. Go ahead, baby.
All right, good. Here's why that happens. Okay.
Tell me, baby.
Okay. Nicest problem is maximized, multiplied 10,000 times over because it's a celebrity.
Yes,
that's just being fair. Okay.
Absolutely.
It's also the same exact reason why I shouldn't have given a public apology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's also the same reason. Okay. Because the mind attracts the subject of the matter, not the don't part of it. Like if you say I don't want to fall, the mind focuses on falling and it will expand. Okay, not the don't. Okay, that's the way it works. And once you understand that, that's law of attraction. Once you understand that, there are certain moves that logic, your natural instinct will tell you is the right thing to do, that you say no, it's not the right thing to do. Okay. Now, some people are wiser over the years. They're wise over the years, and what they've done is they say, when you're coming as a celebrity, because you know your problems will be multiplied 10,000 times over. Say, this is an NDA, non-disclosure form. Give me your phone. Sign this. You can't say a word. But even at that, we're in an era where someone like Bill Cosby is going to jail at the age of 80. And everything that he thought was non-disclosure agreement and stuff that was sealed away
went out the window.
Came out to the window. Because again, it's about more people saying, we want that. And then, because look at what Trump is doing right now. Then they will bring it out if more people are pressurizing the authorities to bring those things out. So now, being wise, if you understand how the world works, right? You will know that I can't shoot such videos. But that's not really the problem we're trying to solve. It should not be doing that. Would you agree?
That's
even
why I'm
even
saying,
behind the scenes, even without video, he really shouldn't be doing that either, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So why are we focused on filming the video?
That girl is not a random girl.
Ooh.
That's a girl that is comfortable with.
Oh, it's a side chick. Permanent side chick.
Yes. Okay. It's like a permanent.
But it's still in the past, as far as we know.
It's not the past for the wife. The wife is like
good point.
Like
good point.
I'm still seeing this shit.
Good point. You know, a lot of time, that's a good point, because a lot of time men will say, why are you bringing up stuff from the past? Right? The reason why a woman brings things up in the past is because you're still making them feel how they felt in the past.
Exactly. They're still living in it.
You are actively making them feel like, or you don't have enough patience, which is why you don't tender premature apology when it just happened yesterday.
Right.
Okay? There's no way she can believe you. So the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to invite 300,000 people to make matters worse for her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's why. So good point. But that's the lesson. The fact that you keep saying it, but the fact of the matter is that we don't know. And it's very, if you are a woman and you want to understand how this works and how you can navigate out of this kind of craziness happening in your life again, you need to understand that the man is operating off of now. And if you're going to catch them properly or put them in the right place or create the dynamics of pain and pleasure, like I said earlier, where your man is just faithful to you because he wants to, but also the forces of the universe helps him be faithful, right? The pain and pleasure thing I mentioned earlier, right? If you want to do that, you need to understand this and don't get stuck up in your feeling 100% of the time. Because a lot of time, people have changed, but because it hurts so bad, right? You get stuck in that place of you can't forgive. And you will hurt yourself or something, because hurt people before you come back, and you may have to nurse that hurt for the rest of your life, and you'll be right when you do that.
Well, what I'm not going to do.
No, address what I just said.
Okay, and I'm going to address that.
Okay.
What I'm not going to do right now is preach to the wife.
No, I'm not preaching to the wife.
The last thing,
these people.
the last thing the wife needs right now
Mm-hmm.
is some preaching. No. What I'm going to do...
Was that preaching? Did that come off as preaching?
No, I'm just trying to be clear about it.
Okay, yes.
I understand where you're going with the term forgiveness.
I agree 100%. No preaching to the wife.
And I agree that we should forgive and forget, okay? But with forgiveness, time is needed. And in order for that time to be given, look, forgiveness has to be earned. Nice needs to take, and I see that's what he's trying to portray on social media.
All right.
What I need him to do is,
I'm happy.
Get off social media and stop preaching on social media. About why you're cutting me off in my thoughts.
Sorry, baby. This was so important. I have to tell you why I'm happy.
Why?
Sorry, I have people that are my supporters now in the house.
I beg, go away. Let me finish my thought.
They have bullied me here since.
No one has bullied
you.
Said,
they have been bullying me.
No one has bullied you. Right? No one has bullied you.
They have been bullying me.
You going out to go and speak on social media to apologize to your wife on social media is manipulative. Point blank. Period. Right. Your wife is not a woman that is, especially if she doesn't like the attention. Now you got like all these 3 million or whatever people now begging and telling her forgive and forget. Right. She needs the time to be able to reflect and deal with her feelings. She doesn't need to be bullied to forgive anyone. And I'm not saying that she should not forgive her husband. I'm just saying people should respect.
No, that's not relevant. Forgiving her husband is not relevant.
The forgiveness has to be earned by Nice. Nice has to do the work of social media. He needs to step off social media, period.
Not just off social media.
He needs to be quiet for now.
Internally.
He needs to go get help the right way. And his wife needs to be attracted back to him. He needs to suck it up as a man and take it.
Now,
we cannot be running around after you done messed up the whole thing. The wedding is not a year yet. The beautiful wedding. Everything was so gorgeous. And now you're now begging everybody. Let me beg my wife. And so typical of the African men. Leave me alone. Let me talk.
Let me address this. Address this one.
Oh, that's my cousin. Brother Said. Good afternoon. He said, Aburo me.
Yeah.
I enjoy your program. Yeah. Uncle Diola.
And I miss you, Brother Said.
Brother Diola said, mistake is a mistake. The video could be...
Before he got married. The video that you stress, not the apology video, the video you are stressing. Because the real video was supposed to be stressing.
Excuse me,
back
off. Back off.
Okay.
Back off. This is what you men gang do. You come and defend your own. You guys are so good at it. I even envy it. I love when men do this. They protect their own. No, maybe it's just a past video, blah, blah, blah. What I wish is for us women.
Do you think it's past video in the past or not?
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Do you know that?
I don't know that for a fact.
That's the point I'm making.
Willing to be
don't
wrong.
Know that.
I'm willing to be wrong, but I don't know that for a fact. But again, some people are in the comment section saying that Nice is a serial cheater. This is what he does. I don't know that for a fact either. But if this is what he does, if this is what he does, let him enjoy his consequences for a minute. Let the wife figure herself out first.
Is it a
I feel like the wife is being
You
bullied
said
of
consequences?
his action.
I guess you can call it that, but
It is consequences of the action.
Yeah.
It is.
So
The mistake has been done. You're right.
Yeah.
The wife should let the wife give her time. That's all I'm begging. I'm not saying that the wife should not forgive her husband. I'm just saying
this is a point that
let's
I
not
see.
bully her into forgiving her husband.
This is the point that I see come up a lot. The wife might say she prefers social media apology.
I've heard that, but that's interesting, though. So I don't know. That's where I'm lost. For me personally, I think I prefer to be celebrated.
No, that's not what you should say. What I want you to answer, babe, is
I don't
if
know.
the wife said that, if she in fact said that, I want public apology,
yeah,
what would be the right thing? What would be, because again, we don't want to worry about the instant responses. Is the responses over time? What would that mean for your relationship long term, right? Including the short term. If she said she wanted social media apology, right? We had somebody on the other show we were on yesterday with Jollof Graham, who actually answered that. The young lady who said, even at that the motive behind that will be ulterior motive.
Yes.
She's probably wanting clouds. That's still
not going to be good for the relationship.
That will work against the relationship.
It's not good for the relationship, and it's going to be a short-time fix. It's not going to be a real fix to their situation.
Yes.
And it will feel like he can do it over. All he has to do is give you a public apology.
Yeah. And as a leader, you're supposed to read that ahead of her. Even if she says she wants public apology, it's your job as a leader to say, I still got to process what just happened. I got caught. I was bullshitting around and I just got caught. You should take the time. As a king, that's what you would do. You won't see a president come out and give public apologies like that. You won't see a king come out. They will take their time. Doesn't mean they're not wrong. They need to process it. They understand that an apology takes time, not just for you. A true apology, an authentic apology takes time, not just for you. Remember, it's never really just about you. It's about the person on the receiving end of it.
And I think it's very important for us to understand that silence is good. Silence is indeed golden. When you take time,
right?
When you take time to actually reflect, the way you will behave will be different from the way you would react immediately to something that you don't like.
Femi, you're not on the wrong show. You deserve this because I know you're in all types of relationships, at least with mommy. How you doing, my brother? Good to see you. Olu Alago, what if the whole thing is a joke? That's like saying, what if Trump is joking about his being a racist? That's like saying that. It's even worse.
It's on them then.
Right? It's even worse. If it's a joke that he put his whole relationship on blast like this, that's even worse.
For cloud chasing?
But
I don't think so.
But beyond that, this is a lesson for all of us that we're hanging out here. Forget nice. Hopefully, he's not going to learn lesson on a public video. He needs to work internally. He needs to hire people that will help him.
Yeah, because obviously it's something that will make you do that over and over, because he did say that he's been having like one thing that he has not been successful with his marriages. I think he's acknowledging that he's doing something wrong when it comes to marriages. So he needs to go get that fixed. Whatever that thing is, he needs to figure it out with the help of a life coach and get himself together. And then don't worry about your wife for now. I'm not saying don't beg the wife. Beg the wife when you guys are together, but don't worry about that right now. Focus on yourself so that you can be a better husband to this woman. If this woman see that you've truly changed, she will take you, she will love you, she will even praise you in front of the world. Yeah.
Let me hear let's pay some love to Instagram. She need God to maintain her sanity because it's what really saved me. Therapist wasn't making sense, but I have to pray and forgive him, but couldn't forget. Yeah, therapist will cost you a lot of money and it will cost you more money than you. So you need to work by yourself. Therapy can help trigger moving in the right direction, but most people actually waste money on therapists and counseling. And because in that 2 hour, 1 hour that you just spent $500 on, there's a good chance you have bad habits. You're not going to change that in 2 hours, right? Bad habits, not just the cheating. It's very like the cheating is the least part of it. It's about how you respond, because cheating for a lot of people actually is responding to their wife. Sometimes they give excuses like their wife is not affectionate. It's just a girl that listens to me on the outside. It's still a response, right? So you have all these bad habits and you're responding in a very toxic way for your relationship. You're not going to change that in 2 hours. It can trigger you learning some new things in the right direction. So if you don't work on it after that, it's like you waste
Even
money.
at that, I'm still gonna encourage therapy and counseling, especially for celebrities. Let me tell you something. They can afford
They
it.
can afford it. Absolutely.
They can afford
Yep.
it. They can afford a life coach. They can afford that. They don't have a lot of friends. They don't have a lot of people around them that love them genuinely. They have people that are around them because of what they have.
Yeah.
So it's very important for them to have at least a life coach that they can talk to about their feelings. This guy is not going to go figure it out on his own. Let's not lie to ourselves. You need someone like this guy, T Bills, when he was going through his struggles, he found himself a good life coach
Dr.
to
Shola
help him.
something. Yeah.
That's something that Nice needs. He needs something that will keep him grounded. If you tell him to go and figure it by himself, we'll just go and smoke some weed and go and repeat it again. I'm telling you, it's not that easy.
Because there's
it
a
comes
reason
with
why
discipline.
this is what we're talking about, Femi. Because we're talking about Nice and the public apology released, and we're talking about people that need to get apology accepted by a wife after an affair. So now, yeah, it's you have bad habits that got you into the space where you are. That's all of us. There's nobody that's perfect. That's all of us. If you're in a place that you found yourself and it's not what you really envisage about yourself, or even you know how you got there, you were weak, you had bad habits. Is it safe to call cheating bad habits? Right?
Yes, it is.
So,
of course.
So there's something.
It doesn't make him a monster. It's just that you keep hurting people's feelings when you don't figure yourself out.
So now he married this girl.
Yeah.
He had good intentions. But you know how I feel about intentions. You know how I feel? It's the same way I feel about your opinions, right? You are right about your opinion. That doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. Okay, your intentions doesn't mean you're gonna get exact thing you want. Okay, Omide says, work on yourself, pray to God while at it. When you learn that all actions have consequences, then you will think twice before doing stupid things. See, consequences, sometimes you need to receive 2, 3, 4, 5 of them before it registers here. Because as human beings, we have bad habits. See, it's easy to focus on cheating by Nice. We all have bad habits, I'm telling you, that actually takes us to places where we don't want to be, or worse, kill our relationships with our wife. That's what we're talking about. With our mother, with our father, with our siblings, right? We have bad habits. Maybe you overreact too much. Maybe you don't react at all. The sweet spot is always in between. It's not about right and wrong. It's not about getting it right. It's a whole dynamics that continue to switch over, that shifts over time, right? I guess Femi is saying, when I said it's like saying Trump is pretending to be a racist. He said he's a racist. Fact. Let's see what Brother Oluwalaga said. I don't think he needs to get married until he's ready. Fine men, they say they are polygamous in nature. He says he's a fine man.
He's a fine man.
But I think, the wife thought that.
What is one man's meat is another man's poison, King? I didn't say he's not a fine man.
But I think it's a mindset. If you try and change his circles, stardom makes a loser feels is king. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Because
they won't tell him the truth. It's the people around him that are making him feel like, they're like, oh God, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, and it could be one of them that leaked it, by the way. Who knows?
Yeah. The idea of being ready before you get married is an oxymoron. No one is ever going to be ready before they get married. And every person you married is unique. Like every person you marry, even if you've married 3 times in the past, doesn't mean you're going to figure the next one out. There are some core concepts.
So maybe you should not marry yet until you figured out what's making you. Yeah. I mean, once you start repeating marriage, and it's similar, you're like, oh, I'm the common denominator. I'm the reason why my marriages are crashing.
Well,
then
he's in that space. Work on yourself.
I need to work on myself before getting into another marriage. Ouch.
Yes, I agree 100% to work on yourself, either before you get into marriage or never into a marriage. You need to. There's something that he's missing that he's seeking on the outside of him.
Exactly.
In every relationship, he will get into, he will continue to destroy them. I guarantee you that whatever this behavior is, at the very core of it, this behavior of betrayal is not just with his marriage only. He probably hasn't paid attention to how he's doing it in business, right? Where he feels like I can get away with this. Is it I can get away with this thing? It's not necessarily about marriage. Yes, marriage highlights it because marriage is an institution, right? But it's not necessarily about marriage. I don't think anyone is ever going to be ready for marriage. Personally, I don't think that. I do think that you are better off when you work on yourself.
Right.
You are in a better space. You have better ammunitions to withstand the crisis when they will come, because they will come inevitably.
And they come in different forms and shape.
Yes, so you can't even use mine to determine.
It might not be cheating.
My crisis may not be yours.
It might not be cheating. It might be something else. Yeah.
Exactly. He has his demons of cheating and he needs to be removed. Yeah, we need to call TB Joshua on him.
Sweet faith.
One thing is to err. Another thing, I've seen this quote somewhere. Somebody's quoting it. Let me see. Another thing is to acknowledge you're wrong. Please, let's not judge him. See, you jumped him in the middle. We pray that it work. We're not judging him, but he put this in the public domain, so we're going to talk about it, unfortunately or fortunately, so other people can get from it. Let's hope that that's actually why he put it out, so other people can learn from it. He's asking for forgiveness. Remember, we wrong God every day, yet he forgives. You're absolutely right, but it's just not relevant.
Yeah, so God is our parent. Okay.
No one is my dear Emmy. Okay, they're answering you already. Okay. If you were the one who would forgive her easily, she would forgive, but let her punish him a little. Well, if your motive is punishment, that will backfire. Okay. All right. Take it from me. If you are having a hard time forgiving because you want to deliberately punish, it will backfire. I agree 100% that forgiveness is one of the hardest things for human beings to do, and they need to take their time to process, because how they feel, their pain, you cannot determine the level of their pain for them. No. Only them know what that pain is. Exactly. And sometimes it will take never to forgive, and that's just how life works. And you have the right to say it's right or wrong, or God will send the person to hellfire for not forgiving. That's all your right. But I'm just telling you how it happens for a lot of people, and you never know, it may be you. So prepare yourself in case you are with somebody who have a hard time forgiving. They won't even know it themselves until they're in the middle of crisis. They won't know that they have a hard time forgiving. There's no way for them to know that, because they can't comprehend it. They haven't experienced pain yet. All right. So let's go to Facebook though before we. Okay, I think we addressed Facebook. If you have been cheated on, you would understand. Yeah, and there's a lot of men that have been cheated on, and they know how this feels. It's actually worse, believe it or not, because there's this expectation especially if you're raised in traditional setting, there's this expectation that all men are cheaters, and that's I
don't believe that.
Well, that kind of make some people have like a little sense of expectation and prepare for it, right? It still hurts, but a man really never expect a woman to cheat on them. Like that's like a it doesn't exist thing. Like what do you mean, right? But it happens. But because of the ego, because of the you will never know.
Actually true. That's true.
All right, so
that is true. They don't talk about it.
Keep that at the back of our mind, even though nobody talks about that, right? Audacity and the background music.
I know the background music was annoying.
Omide is on the same page with you. So, and brothers, the background music.
The background, it was planned.
Was that necessary?
Like, come on, which kind of apology be that?
You know, for me, she should cut it off, because that man has demons of cheating.
Oh Lord!
He was touching the girl. That thing pay me pass.
Sweet Faith is not having it.
See,
she is not having it.
Yeah, that lessons for us.
He was pressing the bobby and he said, "Yawo mi lele yo." I was like, yeah.
There's lots of people that will go a lifetime and won't be able to forgive, not because they don't want to forgive. See the difference? Not because they don't want to forgive. They're just not capable of forgiving because of the level of pain that they feel inside.
Pain is real.
So even if you want to sit down there and judge them, they can't hear what you're saying, because you've caught some kind of string, like it's like cutting someone's intestine. You can't put it back together. You can't. It's not them. They won't be able to. So when people say, you too, you should forgive, I just laugh like, yeah.
And when they bring the Bible out and start quoting, like, yo, stop. Stop that for a minute, okay? That is all manipulation.
So that crying, a crocodile crying, pretending. He wasn't pretending. He wasn't pretending. I don't agree he was pretending. He was doing the wrong move. From a professional standpoint, I'm telling you, it was the wrong move. The move
he was desperate.
of putting that video up, precisely because it's a desperate
It's
move,
a desperate
will work
act
against him.
Yeah.
So if we agree that it was a desperate act to try to manipulate the girl back, you will know that it's not pretending. He wasn't pretending, and he had good intentions too, by the way. But good intentions are overrated. Okay, when he was touching that girl, did he remember the family? I beg, he couldn't, because he wasn't experiencing this kind of pain he's experiencing right now. He need help to remove third demon in it. Let me say a random thing. If she cheats on Nice, it was you that will bring this kind of random thing. If she cheats on Nice and comes online asking people to help beg, what would happen? Let's dissect this.
Could you marry?
I don't think it's relevant, honestly, but let's dissect it like you acknowledge yourself. Okay, that's all. Back to our topic. Forgive when? If you can, okay. All right. So let's dissect. If she cheated on Nice, right, and comes online, the thing is that if she cheated on Nice will probably not make this a big deal like he has. So it's really actually a good point to stress the fact that public apologies are terrible, especially when they're premature.
Can we take it back to his old marriage? I just have to put this.
No, wait, you have to tell me the first.
I know, but he has to do with what she's saying.
Old marriage.
His ex-wife, Tony Payne, allegedly back then there was a song out that instigated that she cheated on Nice.
Okay, so it's relevant. Yeah.
He never came out to clear that girl's name and say, yo, that was just a song. That girl suffered years and years of pain from bullies and trolls, saying that she cheated on Nice with his friend. Was it not Rugged Man or something like that? One of the artists?
Something of
that nature. But he didn't come out and stand for her. So why do we do this? Why do we just come out and say, forgive him, leave the wife alone? He has done something similar like this in his past marriage. The woman had to take the fall for it. And now this is happening again?
So, good point.
I feel for him, but I don't really feel for him like that. I feel for the wife more.
Well, I don't know why anybody is feeling for anyone. I guess I know why. Maybe that's why we're having the topic, because everyone feels. But
so to Omide's point, yes, the world is harsh when it comes to men and women.
It's a good question to ask, because truthfully, he would not put the level of attention he's put on this issue if he was the one that was cheated on.
Okay.
That's actually more of the lesson.
Okay.
So if this was me, like this is why you take the time to process it before you tender any form of apology, even private and public. Even private. If the person is asking you and you say, I'm sorry it came down to this, if the girl decides to leave, I understand. I understand. We're in a terrible place. You leave it alone, right? So even private and public, I don't subscribe to unnecessary apologies, period. I call it unnecessary when it's premature. That's one step, right? When it's like a response to somebody just caught you, right? You just got caught. It's premature. No one will, even you don't know if it's authentic, because you're soaked up in your emotions. You're just desperately looking to get this person.
It's selfish. It's about him.
Okay. So how much more public will make it worse, because again, times 300,000, all these spirits, all these African
and energy
spirits,
is real.
It's negative. I don't care if they said I pray for their marriage. It's negative spirit. It will hurt them. So that's one. So good. It's a good way. Like really, I'm really seeing that in this moment. Like when you say, if it was him that got cheated on, will he be putting this amount of attention on it? No, his ego will be bruised. So let's convert that to a woman. The embarrassment will be multiplied 1 million times over.
Mhm.
And I keep telling people, it's a lot of people that really truly believe that let's not judge me, this thing. Like, shut your ass up. Actually, let me just say that right now. But
Like,
forgive
shut
me.
up for a minute.
Forgive me, okay? But
We're not judging him.
but you're not helping.
Call a spade a spade.
Okay, he's not gonna listen to you, and you're not helping him if you go tag his wife, is her business page for that matter, where she has nothing personal going on. We didn't know about that page until he put it on blast.
Yeah.
You're making things worse. So the lesson here,
Right.
the real lesson here is this: everyone goes through crisis of one form or the other. I know it's easy. We should just focus on the cheated. Okay, it was wrong. Okay, it was wrong. But it's a crisis. Okay, in a relationship. Okay, it's usually self-inflicted. All crises, for the most part, emotional turmoils are self-inflicted. You did something wrong. I betrayed you. You took money out of the account. I disagree on how you're taking money. You don't see it the way I see it because you were raised differently. It's all betrayal because it's all selfishness. It's ego, pride, right? Selfishness. These are the core things that this is why marriages are ending up 50% divorce, because we're focused on how we feel, how it hurt us, and how it's going to hurt the feelings. And we have to acknowledge the feelings, by the way, because if we don't acknowledge feelings, they can't hear you. If we were addressing nicest wife right now, we can't talk to her unless we acknowledge her feelings.
Absolutely.
So that's why you say, forgive him now. That's not going to work because you're not acknowledging, you're not even putting a second thought. How will she feel with all this kind of attention on her family less than a year into the wedding? You're not paying attention to that. So because of that, your good intentions of saying, please forgive, I pray that all that shit is bullshit. You are actually the devil. The devil is using you in this moment to actually make matters worse for him. Okay? So the lesson is, when you end up in a crisis, don't react. Reactions. We have a whole chapter on it in the book, getmymarriageback.com.
Yeah,
reactions, no matter if it's positive, negative, will destroy what you have going on when it comes to relationships.
But then,
yes,
real talk. Yes. How do you learn not to react?
Good point. So because as human beings, we will react. Yes.
Even if the other day I went to get a flu shot, me, as old as I am, I took the shot. I was like screaming. I was so ashamed of myself. Like, I take my babies for flu shots all the time, and I tell them, suck it up. So, but even me, I can't take flu shot. Can you imagine it? I'm so ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
So how do you not react? Because you're a human being.
Good point.
It's not easy.
Good point. Yeah. So we use the 3 core pillars,
right?
Which is GPS, God, purpose, self. God, because it's going to take more than a human being to not react. Like you said, we're humans. So if you're spiritually strong, it's easier to not respond and overreact to issues that seem like it's life and death, but actually life is not about to end. Okay, heaven will not end right now because your wife or your husband cheated on you.
And when you're saying spiritually, you said when you're
spiritually strong.
What do you mean by spiritually strong? Does it mean you're speaking in tongues? I need you to emphasize, because we're Nigerians.
Good point.
Everyone thinks they're spiritually strong.
So for it depends on who you are and where you're coming from. So how everybody tap into their spiritual self is different from people to people. For Christians, it's supposed to be reading their Bible. Majority of them, like 99.99%, don't read the Bible, but they will quote the Bible better than me. But they will also remind me that prayer is powerful. Don't attack people that are prayerful. And they will say all this bullshit religious stuff, but they are not spiritually strong. Because if I talk at them right now, they will respond back to me with all kind of shade and try to hurt my feelings immediately, right? So that thing that makes you feel like you must hurt my feelings back every time you feel hurt, or you feel hurt too easily, or you are overly defensive, it's insecurity, right? As a human being, we all have insecurities, right? Of course. So there's a place you can go to spiritually, okay? It's also interconnected with mentally, psychologically speaking. There's a way you can build mental, emotional strength, right? That you will know Some people do it over time. After their 60 years, they finally figured out that
They find it.
that they finally figure out that I should not overreact. Calm down. You see a lot of older people tell you calm down, and you don't understand. Like, what do you mean calm down? Trump, Oloshini, Trump. Calm down. That's because they've seen life, right? Right.
Are you in your party? Not today.
Yeah, it's not life and death matter.
Right.
If it was life and death matter, you will call 911. That's what you would do. You won't be, So spiritual strength is when you can see something that emotionally just hit you, just give you a punch. Why did I do that? But I just hurt myself, right? Just give you a punch, right? It's a gut punch, right? But somehow you found strength to calm down, go take a nap, because that thing would tell you it's a higher being, right? Some people call it God. We call it God. I think Sweet Faith was mentioning that she needed God.
Yes.
You will need God.
You will need something bigger than yourself.
Because everything you would do as a human being will destroy it, even if it's supposed to be right. Like tendering public apology. It will hurt you. It will hurt you. It will hurt everybody. And you're so hurt that you want to go and punish the person, but your motive is punish, not just that you're weak, you can't forgive, but you want to punish. You will hurt yourself, because all this people you're trying to hurt is still in your life. Like a lot of people will hurt their ex-husband with their kids. You're hurting yourself. You can't take these kids places, or you can't do this, because you're hurting yourself, because that person is going to be in your life for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. So you need God. Okay. Now, how you define that, where you're coming from, because the world is bigger than Nigerians. Nigerians always think you should just say Jesus. Okay, it's Jesus Motibo, because I'm talking to you. But there are people that haven't even found Jesus. Remember that. But they can actually build spiritual strength, right? So the second one is purpose, personal purpose, right? There's just something you don't have time for. There's a lot of bullshit we have time for when we don't have a personal purpose and mission in life that's bigger than your wife,
right,
your husband, and even yourself.
Yeah.
Even yourself. You will have time for some bullshit. There's no way. Like, I do mind. It's the devil's playground. Okay. So that's another. Then also personal purpose helps you with patience. Oh, by the way, God help you with patience, because the right things you're supposed to do that can actually help the relationship in the long term, short and long term, is always a function of time and patience. God will help you with patience. As a human being, we're not patient. We want quick answer. That's why technology is booming, because we want to do it now.
Yes. Okay? God help us.
And people try to do that with relationship, and that's how God is bigger than all of us. He reminds us with our relationship, okay, calm your ass down. Or you think you figure it out, your husband will hurt you. Your wife will hurt you. And it doesn't have to be
your
cheating
child
on you. Or your own children. They will hurt your feelings.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're watching I was looking at Charlie Boy's page, talking about 4 years ago, when the child came out and said she's gay. Even a Charlie Boy who is known to be eccentric was hit in the gut. And he was confused.
And he kind of almost blamed himself.
He said, "Oh, that happened within a minute." But he was spiritually stronger than most people that can quote Bible, and found a place of peace where actually this may be something I should be proud of. Some people say proud of. See, you're already reacting.
You can't control it.
You can't control that. Okay, there are some things you just leave in the hands of God. You've heard that so many times in church, but sometimes it didn't register. It won't register for some people until you go experience pain. It just won't. Okay. The last one is self. Right? Self, like self-development, self-improvement, self-sustainability, right? Self-sufficiency, right? Self-development. Should I go in circles again? Self-esteem. Right? If you need other people to make you feel good about yourself, sometimes we do that in the name of God. That's when you're chasing pastor. Other people is your connection to God. You will suffer if you don't have direct connection to your own God. Because you're not self-sustainable. Okay? If you have that, you will have something to bring to the table into your relationships. Okay? And there is a good chance, a better chance, not a good chance, a better chance that people won't devalue you so much to the point where they are betraying you. Okay? People that are not faithful to you, something in them does not value the idea of being faithful to you.
It's not about you, it's about them. They're struggling with
Yes.
something.
Yes. But sometimes the only part you can play, you can't control them. You can't change them, right? That's why we don't focus on if it's a zero or not. If it's a zero, if you have self-respect, another self, right? You won't, if you have self-respect, self-love, you won't stay in a relationship where somebody is disrespecting you. But by the way, the very idea that they're disrespecting you is because you don't have self-respect. It's a direct repercussion of that, right? So they go hand in hand. So I would say that when a person that's now found themselves in a place, they're in a relationship with you and they betrayed you, something about them does not value you. It doesn't have to be your fault. But what you can do about it is focus back on the value you had into yourself. So continue to add value to yourself. Don't try to drag a person to a therapist. Okay, that's like trying to, that people do that so that they can go there and tell them it's your fault. Right? Oh, you did this, you did that, you did it to me. You know, even during this conversation, we've had moments where we have to say, come back. It's not about us, right? Because naturally we do that. We feel the pain. If we've experienced that pain before, we know someone that experienced, we can relate, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't work, because most people do that. Right? If most people are doing it, chances are that's probably not the wisest thing to do. Chances, okay? The chances that you shouldn't be doing that. But if you know that valuing yourself is priority, right? When the person tells you they don't value you, you basically say, thank you for saying that much. That you take that focus off of them, you put it back on yourself. Easier said than done. That's why you need the first core pillar, God. It's easier. It's going to be hard as hell because you just been hurt. Okay, somebody just betrayed you. Somebody just literally put a knife around your neck and cut it. And this is a person that's supposed to love you, right? That's an understatement. Everything I just said is understatement because it's emotional, right?
It is.
So you have to find a place where you put that focus back on yourself. And it's going to be very hard, but it's going to be worth it, because when you come out on the other side of that, right, you can withstand emotional crisis. Plus, there's a better chance you will not attract emotional crisis. All right, because there's a certain way you carry yourself is completely hidden and silent. That morons that would try or attempt to betray you will not, or losers will not come into your life. Okay, how? Just leave that to God. You know, He knows how it sorts itself out. Okay, energy is neither created nor destroyed. There is a part you played, but it's about you, right? It's not a matter of guilt and fault, because if you invite the energy of guilt and fault, which is what he was inviting to his wife with that apology video. If you invite the energy of guilt and fault or blame, it will work against you. That's why you don't go to therapy and say it's his fault, it's his fault. That will work against you too.
I mean, if you're going to go to therapy, it has to be for your own personal journey.
Yeah.
You can't force another person to go with you.
So Blue Eve, that was the lesson right there. We're rounding up. Blue Eve said he messed the whole situation up by coming out publicly. Omide, wife, he speaks sense, Abi. You are me. Begging my head. I beg, if I was her sister, go remove those demons. Do you know if it's the wife that asked for public apology? Emmy, we know exactly you. There's a ton of those comments we've gotten, right? They and it looked like all of you had a meeting. Maybe it's the wife that asked for apology. Let's not judge them. It looked like all of you had a meeting. And that's where most people, but people that have felt this level of pain before, they're not saying that. What you're saying is not necessarily wrong, but they're not saying that. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's forget that we don't know the wife. Just assume, if you were the wife, would you be like somebody just cut your throat, right, and betrayed you? Would you be asking for public apology? There is a chance, you're right. But is that necessarily what you want? Like, knowing how many people have bombarded her business page with bullshit right now, do you think that felt good?
Her page is actually still very open.
No, she actually closed all the comments. I saw a comment.
Did she close
Somebody said she closed all the comments. Yeah.
Did she privatize her page? She's
I'm
smart.
not sure. Well, she's a business page. She just turned off the comments.
She's smart for turning off those comments. She's very, very smart.
There's consequences for every action. What happened to Nice, please? Bros, go Google.
Like, are you serious?
If the lessons if the lessons were more important than nice for this, sorry, but you can Google it, you see, and then come back and watch these recordings on our channel. If the wife did that, means she's a cloud chaser. Good point. Exactly. And that's ulterior motives. And the leader should know that. The husband should be the leader and should know and should not buy into that. How much more recording a video, sitting like you're in a Nollywood movie and putting background music on it.
Some Nollywood sound. That sound was annoying. That's for real.
Omi, there's a pastor not. If he was seriously dating her and that happened, he wouldn't have made a video now to ask people begging. Anyway, we can talk till next year, but still doesn't solve this problem. Yeah, only internal growth on nice part can help him. Also, the wife, internal growth on her part, which means he will take her time. That means you shouldn't don't attempt to force her to forgive, because that will backfire. Okay, she will make his life miserable. He doesn't even want that, to be honest. Just get your shit together, man. Exactly. She will forgive at her own time if she wants. Does it really matter in relationship to be having two affairs? Yes, it matters. Sometimes it's a way that it's a cover up for other issues going on in other people's lives. Sometimes it's a mechanism. It's a survival mechanism for a lot of people that do it. And if you keep looking at it as somebody hurt you and they're just cheaters and stuff like that, it will happen to you and you won't be prepared to deal with it when it happens or happens to a loved one. Okay, you will just overreact and it will get worse. Okay, so judgment, essentially, like judgment coming from an angle of judgment never helps. And if you're a Christian, you should know that, because you were actually warned in the Bible against judging. It takes a proper discipline for a celebrity to be free from infidelity. Do you know how many ladies want their attention? Well, it's not just celebrities. You're right. It's multiplied 10,000 times for celebrities. But there's temptations everywhere for everyone, especially when you're in your weakest mode, right? So for them, that's just highlight on a weak
let's
point.
not. And he doesn't have to be married, okay? You have the choice to be single and be doing your thing.
No, we don't. That's judgmental.
I'm sorry, because the celebrity don't mean that he gets a pass.
Sweet Faith just want us to know that it's demons of cheating. Yeah, TB Joshua, we'll call him on that. Me, I'm now 2000 scared of marriage. Okay,
Hey,
so
don't be.
So let's hear from wife. Maybe you can help with that.
Don't be. Not all men are cheaters. I don't believe in that. And cheating, like we said, is
I disagree with that point.
That not all men are cheaters.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
I think all human beings are cheaters. All human beings. All human beings.
You mean in different ways?
No.
Or are you talking of infidelity specifically?
The behavior is that nobody is watching me. We're all flawed now. We're Christians now. We are all flawed. Our integrity levels.
Has cheated on their wives, or not every wife has cheated on their husband.
Listen, if you're not cheating in that manner, you're cheating in other ways. We're human beings. People will have to grow up. Okay? If you are so holy and you don't cheat on your husband or your wife by having an affair with another human being, that's good for you. Let me clap for you now, okay? There are other ways that you're being unfaithful, and I am the woli that God has called to shed light on that.
Okay. All you financial cheaters, hiding money from your wife, hiding money from your
especially people that live in Nigeria.
Secret financial, building houses outside of your spouse. You are cheaters.
Especially people that live in Nigeria. That culture, you're all cheaters.
All you people, wives, sneaking in shoes behind your husband's back.
So, and I've said that a few times in this session.
Cheaters.
Like, it's easy to blame a person who had an affair. You're right. I disagree with you. That is the wrong thing to do. But it's the least of the issue. Because if you want to cheat, you will continue to cheat. There's nothing that nobody can do about it.
So I agree with you that if you're not being transparent in everything that you do.
No, in certain things that you're supposed to, because it varies from relationship to relationships, right? In certain things, right? If your wife was watching right now, you wouldn't be doing it.
Transparency.
Okay. No, it's not transparency, because I may be covering things and it's okay between us to do that, right? And it's covered not just for you, for everybody. Some people take that and run with that.
If I know you do certain things and I don't have a problem, that's transparent enough.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so transparency.
If you're transparent in everything that you do with your spouse, and you choose to be like,
So
you
it
know
is
what, I'm fine
transparency.
with it's
Yeah, it is
transparency.
transparency,
So
yeah.
but if you're hiding something, no matter
Yes.
what it is,
No matter
no
what.
matter what it
Yes,
is,
yes.
you are a cheater.
That's cheating.
Period.
Because if you do that with just this pen, so you're telling me and you're not feeling good at home, you just be holy all of a sudden. You're just going to be holy. And you won't be tempted. If you are, the Bible said, if you are tempted, parent, and you consider it in your mind, you already did it.
Yeah, if you look at it and you're like, wow, I bet.
So can we be honest with ourselves?
Yes,
like
absolutely.
like now I'm supporting Emmy, right? The judgmental thing is real. It doesn't help by being judgmental.
Yeah.
It just doesn't help. It only makes matters worse. Okay, what you want to do is understand why people do what they do beyond they're just being wicked.
You're right.
People are weak when they don't build themselves spiritually. We're weak. We're born weak. The more they teach you all the nonsense, bastardized religion stuff when we're growing up, the weaker you get, because it becomes blind spots. You don't see other people's point of view too. And there's a good chance you're going to be married to a family that see things a little bit differently. And that will become a problem with you in the future. See, I'm not trying to scare you of marriage. I'm just telling you that you're already living in one with all these relationships you are in. Right? You're already in relationships. You just need to learn how to nurture relationships. The first step is, after God, personal purpose is self. You have to be strong. You have to be self-sufficient, because then you will put less weight on your relationships. And when people act like people, you kind of expect that they're people. You judge them a little bit less, and they tend to reciprocate with that same energy. And then you have a easier, drama-free life.
Okay, let's pray for nice. God will help him.
I think I think cheating is a psychological tool. No, not tool. It's psychological, period. What conditions serial cheaters to the point where they do it over and over again? Is it upbringing, greed, ojukokoro, or pride? I can cause I can. When you look at the nature of his video, it wasn't doing just I can't. He hasn't experienced enough pain attached to the value that he attached to having the wife in his life. That's why it's a valid question when people say, would you apologize if you didn't get caught? So he's experienced this pain
sorry
right now.
You got caught.
Yeah. I'm vexing. All this talking can help that demons in him.
She can help.
Actually, you're absolutely right that they are demons, but it's the talking and but personal growth, personal engagement in this kind of talking, as in like the content of this talking that help remove this kind of demon. The prayer in the traditional sense will not help. Prayer only helps with patience and allowing God to work on other people. As far as working on yourself, you need to do that. And TB Joshua will not do that. He will only sugarcoat stuff for you. He will prophesy stuff into your life. He will plant another demon in your life, and then you have to nurse that. It will look like you replace something, but it's just because energy is neither destroyed nor created. If they no expose his demons, he go continue. That man, it's a demon now. It's all demons. It's just Nigerian definition of demon can be different. It means a spirit that's flying around. In Nigeria, why do men normalize cheating? Well, it depends on what you mean by normalize. That means you're giving excuses for it. Sometimes when we explain psychologically what makes people cheat, people consider it normalizing it.
That's not what they're talking about.
Whenever I say things like this, if the woman does it, my people will say I've Canadianized. It means you're enlightened. You're exposed, and that's the thing. Everybody knows it. It's not. It's just what it is. If you've traveled a little bit more beyond Usho, there's a good chance you will think a little differently, and that's okay. And it's okay for them not to see that too. As if I'm not human, I don't have eyes. I mean, there's a group I was invited into to talk about marriage, and somebody asked, "What if your children now came out and said they are gay?" I was like, what does that have to do with me? And they were like, "Oh, you're Americanized." Like, oh, if you say that, what are you gonna do about it? You that you're not Americanized,
Abby.
right? Make a go sleep because nice go still cheat. That's not true. That's not necessarily true.
I beg, even me, I did hungry. I beg.
That's not necessarily true. Yes, all humans can cheat. We have the same blood and water running through our veins. So many types of cheating. Well, maybe not the same blood, because constituents of blood have different degrees. Sha na same red blood. Thank you everyone for hanging out.
Thank you, guys. Keep Nice and his wife in his pray in your
Let's keep
prayers.
in our prayers.
God will help them.
Yeah.
But there's work to be done. Okay.
But
there's work to be done. I'm not judging.
He's the one complaining. He needs to do work. We can't do the work for him. This is just for us here.
He has to do the work. Okay.
It's just for us.
Only prayers can't help you. You have to put in the work. Okay.
Yes, so thank you everyone for hanging out.
Thank you guys. Thank you for coming.
And peace. Oh me, they buzz me.
Yes. Take care, guys.